Part 1, Navigating the Geopolitical Chessboard, Iran's Strategic Shift Amidst Ongoing Conflict. In a surprising turn of events, Javad Zarif, Iran's former foreign minister, has made a bold and unexpected proposition amidst the ongoing conflict involving Iran, Israel, and the United States. A figure known for his pivotal role in Iran's nuclear negotiations, Zarif has called for a strategic departure from the conflict through an article published in Foreign Affairs. This proposal marks a significant shift in Iran's stance, aiming not at further escalation or retaliation, but at a calculated withdrawal that could redefine the geopolitical landscape. Zarif's plan suggests a roadmap designed to end hostilities with the United States and Israel on terms favorable to Iran. His proposal includes offering limitations on Iran's nuclear program in exchange for the lifting of all sanctions. This approach signifies a major pivot, considering that similar proposals have been dismissed in the past. However, Zarif argues that the current war has altered the dynamics, creating a window for such a diplomatic breakthrough. Another bold suggestion from Zarif is the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, a critical choke point in global oil markets. Such a move could stabilize volatile energy prices and ease tensions in the region. Perhaps the most groundbreaking of his proposals is the call for a mutual non-aggression pact between Iran and the United States. This would entail a commitment from both nations to refrain from future strikes and direct confrontations, a monumental shift given the recent escalation of military exchanges. Zarif envisions this agreement as a foundation for economic cooperation between Tehran and Washington, proposing a shift from animosity to mutually beneficial trade engagements. He argues that such a realignment would allow Iran to refocus on domestic development, stability, and improving the quality of life for its citizens. This strategic pivot is layered and complex, given Zarif's recent history of vocal criticism towards the United States and Israel. He has consistently highlighted that their actions portray peace as a threat and has maintained that coercive tactics will not subdue Iran. Furthermore, he has reiterated Iran's stance that its nuclear capabilities cannot be dismantled through military means or sabotage. Why this shift now? Analysts suggest it could be a tactical maneuver to maximize leverage in forthcoming negotiations. Others perceive it as a response to mounting pressures, including economic strain, military risks, and the toll of prolonged conflict. The timing is critical, as the war has already disrupted global trade routes and created volatility in energy markets. Zarif's proposal introduces a potential off-ramp from the current trajectory toward deeper conflict. Yet the acceptance of such a proposal by Washington remains uncertain. Lifting sanctions, agreeing to a non-aggression pact, and opening economic assets represent substantial strategic shifts for both nations. As of now, official responses remain pending, but it is clear that the narrative is evolving from open conflict toward negotiation and potential resolution. Meanwhile, a recent intelligence assessment provides new insights into Iran's military capabilities. According to a CNN report, approximately 50% of Iran's missile launchers remain operational, and thousands of attack drones are still in Iran's arsenal, despite ongoing strikes by the United States and Israel over the past 5 weeks. A U.S. intelligence official acknowledged Iran's continued capacity to wreak absolute havoc across the entire region. Iranian military sources have countered these assessments, asserting that Western intelligence is incomplete. As we have stated, we declare to the American Zionist enemies that your information about our military capabilities, power, and equipment is incomplete, an Iranian official stated. Asterisk, you know nothing of our vast and strategic capabilities. Do not hope that you have destroyed our strategic missile production sites, long-range offensive drones, modern air defense and electronic warfare systems, or special equipment. The official emphasized that Iran's strategic military production is conducted at undisclosed locations beyond the reach of external forces. They added, asterisks, we're sparing you the effort of counting our missiles, drones, and strategic equipment because you will certainly err and achieve absolutely nothing. You must pay the full price for the aggression that you yourselves initiated to our honorable, cherished, and Muslim nation. Asterisk, the intelligence report further highlights that a significant proportion of Iran's coastal defense cruise missiles remain intact. This detail aligns with observations that the U.S. air campaign has not primarily targeted coastal military assets, despite having struck numerous Iranian vessels. This nuanced picture contrasts with public statements from former U.S. President Donald Trump, who had asserted a sweeping success in diminishing Iran's military capabilities. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites, Trump claimed. asserting that Iran had attempted to relocate its nuclear program, underscoring a persistent pursuit of nuclear weapons. He elaborated on Iran's efforts to amass a stockpile of ballistic missiles capable of reaching the American homeland and beyond. The former president outlined the objectives of Operation Epic Fury, a campaign aimed at systematically dismantling Iran's ability to project power outside its borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, Trump declared. Asterisks, taken together, these actions will crimp Iran's military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Asterisks, U.S. Central Command has claimed to have struck over 12,300 targets and damaged more than 155 Iranian vessels. U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, during a press briefing, reported a significant reduction in ballistic missile attacks against American forces, attributing this to overwhelming firepower. Missiles being shot are down over 90% since the beginning, Hegseth stated, emphasizing efforts to dismantle Iran's defense industrial base to prevent future weapon production. As the situation unfolds, the global community watches closely to see if Zarif's unprecedented proposal will gain traction and whether it could pave the way for a new era of diplomacy in a region fraught with tensions and historical hostilities. Part 2, analyzing the strategic shift and its implications in the Middle East. In an evolving geopolitical landscape marked by conflict and tension, Javad Zarif, Iran's former foreign minister, has proposed a significant strategic shift. His call for a calculated exit from the ongoing conflict with the United States and Israel has introduced a new dynamic into the discourse. This proposal is not merely about ending hostilities. It is about redefining Iran's position on the international stage and potentially reshaping Middle Eastern geopolitics. The proposal's core elements. Zarif's strategy, as outlined in his article in Foreign Affairs, is multifaceted. It involves diplomatic, economic, and military components aimed at securing a favorable outcome for Iran without further escalation. The core elements of this plan include: 1. Nuclear limitations for sanctions relief. Zarif proposes that Iran should offer to limit its nuclear program. In return, the international community, particularly the United States, should lift all sanctions imposed on Iran. This element of the proposal is critical as it addresses one of the most contentious issues in Iran's relations with the West. 2. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz. By suggesting the reopening of this crucial waterway, Zarif aims to stabilize global oil markets, which have been volatile due to the conflict. This move could also reduce regional tensions and demonstrate Iran's willingness to engage constructively in global trade. 3. Mutual non-aggression pact. Perhaps the most ambitious aspect of Zarif's proposal is the call for a mutual non-aggression pact with the United States. This would require both nations to commit to no future strikes or direct confrontations, a significant departure from the current hostilities. 4. Economic cooperation. Zarif envisions a future where Iran and the United States engage in mutually beneficial economic activities. Such cooperation could foster stability and development within Iran, shifting focus from external conflicts to domestic growth. Strategic calculations and challenges. This proposal, while bold, is not without its challenges. The current geopolitical climate is fraught with complexities that make such a shift difficult. Several factors need to be considered. Asterisk, changing Dine. Amidst asks, the ongoing conflict has altered the strategic calculations for all parties involved. The economic strain and military risks associated with prolonged hostilities have created a situation where diplomacy might offer a viable alternative. Within Iran, there may be factions opposed to any perceived concessions, especially regarding the nuclear program. Externally, the United States and its allies, particularly Israel, may view these proposals with skepticism given historical tensions. The role of other regional players in the Middle East is a complex web of alliances and rivalries. Any shift in Iran's strategy will undoubtedly impact its relationships with other regional players like Saudi Arabia and Turkey, who have their interests and concerns. Global implications and reactions. The potential impact of Zarif's proposal extends beyond the immediate players. A successful negotiation could have far-reaching implications, stabilizing global energy markets assets. If the Strait of Hormuz is reopened and sanctions are lifted, global oil markets could stabilize, reducing volatility and potentially lowering energy costs worldwide. Setting a diplomatic precedent, this proposal could serve as a model for resolving similar conflicts where military engagement is replaced by diplomatic negotiation. Recalibrating U.S.-Iran relations. A shift towards cooperation could redefine the nature of U.S.-Iran relations, moving away from decades of hostility towards a more constructive engagement. Conclusion. A path forward? Zarif's proposal may initially seem ambitious, but it could represent a pragmatic response to an untenable situation. As the conflict continues to strain resources and exacerbate regional instability, a strategic pivot may indeed offer a pathway to peace. However, the success of such an initiative hinges on the willingness of all parties to engage in meaningful dialogue and make the necessary concessions. The world watches as this narrative unfolds, hoping for a shift from war to negotiation, from escalation to strategic diplomacy. While the path forward remains uncertain, Zarif's proposal has undoubtedly introduced a new dimension to the discussions, one that could potentially alter the course of history in the Middle East. Whether this will lead to lasting peace or become another unrealized opportunity remains to be seen.